about having our SETAs do the work that they are supposed to do. Ensuring that we've got the correct people who are appointed to our SETAs, ensuring that we deal with the corruption in our SETAs, ensuring that the comrades who are connected, the corrupt officials, and all of those are uprooted from our SETAs so that our SETAs can be able to serve the youth of South Africa. When we woke up this morning, Chair, we woke up to statistics which said, when we woke up this morning, Chair, we woke up to statistics which said for young people to participate in the training program. And as shocked as we all were, 927,000 young people applied to just 5,000 posts. So it means at least more than 920,000 young people in South Africa are not going to be in education, are not going to be in employment, and they're not going to be in training, the so-called NEET youth. Now, that is the gap that the SETAs is supposed to fill, because the billions and the millions that our government invests, the budgets that were being debated and are going to be voted on, those monies are supposed to be used to upskill our youth, to train our youth, and to ensure that they are placed in the necessary firms. I mean, we know the corruption that happens. For example, if we look at what happens in the construction SETAs, we see how big business is able to take budgets, not necessarily to train young people, but to cut production costs. Because if I'm a construction company and I'm paying a workforce of 200 people, and then I convince or I trick government that I'm going to train 100 young people, I'm cutting costs, because it means now there are going to be 100 laborers who are going to be paid by government under the guise of the SETAs. So that is the main cause here. But of course, on the way, we then reach this major stumbling block of a department that is unwilling to take accountability and a ministry that is unwilling to take accountability of that particular work. So I just wanted to remind us, Chair, of where really this fight is coming from. But as I said, I won't be long. On the DG, I think, Chair, the DG must be called to come and explain why he would send out an email cancelling our meeting, because it's a meeting of parliament. Not even a state president can cancel a meeting of parliament. If the Speaker of Parliament were to call a meeting and the President, Cyril Ramaphosa, must come to the meeting, as powerful as he is, commanding the South African Defence Force and all of that, not even a state president can cancel a meeting of parliament. That's why we've got the separation of powers. That's why we've got the judiciary, the executive, and the legislature. It doesn't happen. So for a mere DG to think that he can cancel a meeting of parliament, I think that he must be called to account, Chair, and we'll give him our comments when he's here. Although very reluctant, I think I'll agree with Honorable Sauls. The 22nd of July is next week, Tuesday. So it's just, if we don't count the weekend, it's just one business day. And then I think if members agree, let's push our meeting to the 22nd so that the minister can be present. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. The president is not just the commander of the SNDF, is the commander of the armed and the disarmed forces, the real CIC. Honorable Low.
No, thanks, Chair. I think, Chair, we've been dragging for about 3 months with regard to this issue.
Chair, you omitted me again.
No, I've noted you after Honorable Law. Sorry, Honorable Law. Let me start your time. Somebody disrupting me.
Okay, Chair. As I was saying, Chair, while you are dealing with the time issue, let me... Chair, first and foremost, we would have requested that the minister must finish us with minutes, reports, and everything for us to could have convened this meeting. which we did not receive as a portfolio committee. Secondly, Chair, without even to want to fall into a trap where I'll be told we did not answer the questions. First and foremost, I want to echo the same sentiments that the minister must be sent straight right forward all the evidence to the ethics committee to deal with the matter without even to hesitate. Because we've been dragging, we've written letters, we've taken all the steps as the committee. And I think the parliament give us the obligation to refer such a matter to the ethics committee so that we can be able to deal with the behavior and the ethical conduct that we have observed as the members of parliament. One. Two, I want us to agree that for those that have been critiquing us, there must be someone in this parliament so that they are able to come and reply and respond to issues. And three, I want us to afford the panelists who are here today an opportunity to respond to our questions so that as we compile our report, referring it to ethics committee with regard to what we have, it becomes solid. And then as we are going to summon the three panelist members who are able to get a solid report that gives directive as to what we want to attain. We can't forever drag the matter at the expense of the students who are suffering, not getting their allowances. We have seen lately now, NSFAS has released a statement to say they want to verify the private providers as to are they going to be paid or what. And yet our female students are yet to pay to their bodies because they have been abused, because they don't have the means to pay for what is expected from them. So for those who do not come to the DG, because I know ethics committee to its act, for those who are come to parliament can be also drawn to the committee. So it is quite important that we summon the DG, we summoned the DG Rulani, we summoned Solani to come and account here and strictly refer the matter of the minister to ethics committee. Because I can tell you, Chair, by the time we're going to even call the minister on the 22nd, we might have another issue that the minister might not be able to appear to parliament. Now, fair enough, for progress sake for this parliament, I want to recommend that we take the minister to ethics committee together with the DG, because the DG is accountable to parliament, and then we proceed with the meeting where we are going to have to ask the questions as to was there a process, because we have read letters, we receive letters, and it's only important if we get clarity on a record purpose so that we're able to assist parliament. So I don't want to wish to waste time. Those are my proposal to the committee, and I would wish that we proceed with the panelists who are here to clarify. Thanks, Chair.
Younger.
Thanks, Chair. You really don't need to time me. I will be very short. But I think I will concur with the speaker that just landed. We must at least give the panelists that are here time to present their side of the story. Even though, Chair, it's very time consuming, because thinking about it, we will have first round and second half of this one meeting that we're supposed to sit. When we speak of the DG's case, I think DG ngumuntu nje talented. He's a stronghold of being. I always think the DG is a security guy. Wherever the minister is, the DG is there. So I thought maybe he was a VIP protection of some sort. Now he has powers to stop our meeting. I think he's a very talented guy. If you ask why are you always following the minister, it's because he supports the minister. But when the minister is seated there, can't respond, he's not there to support. So we must summon the DG, and he must give clarity why did he send the communique that he sent to this person that we called in this house. And thirdly, Chair, the meeting on Tuesday can sit only if the minister is here. I think maybe we will need to escalate this issue once and for all. The minister must come and account so that we end this business. We can't be running around discussing this issue for the whole year, whereas we have real issues out there that we need to respond to. There was a case that I was reading, Chairperson, that was sent to the committee by a student of UNIS. There are many that we need to deal with, and we have to deal with one problem that needs to be accounted for by one person who just does not want to come and answer. maybe get chair with the powers invested in you, you must make sure that Tuesday she must come and her people, they must come and account Valele topic, so that we start with the new term, with new things, because this thing here has gone long, way too long. And you know, when you are following Karabo, you just know that, oh, Honorable Karabo, that this thing here must be closed. We are tired. We are really tired. But to DG, and if one, he can stop following the minister and do his work, and two, and stop being a member of parliament. He has never been elected by any voters of South Africa, so he has no obligation to intervene on how we run our meetings. And the minister must not do it also, because we are seeing now she's trying to guide on how and when to sit the meeting. It must not be allowed by this committee or by anyone in this manner. Thank you, Chair.
Okay. Thank you very much, colleagues. Yeah, Tuesday won't work as well. Because plenary starting at 10, we just checked now. Okay, so let's close the
Chair,
thing.
may I, before you conclude, just ask a clarity question on something you presented before you respond?
You had a chance to speak.
Yeah, but my bell didn't go. Your bell didn't go. Now, just a clarity.
Okay,
Thank
just
you, Chair.
because
You look very enthusiastic.
No, just because here in the committee, it's only you and I who are older, so I'm only allowing you.
Oh, well. Chair, now, in the letter, the apology of the minister, you read that she referred to the wasteful expenditure or the cost matter. Am I right? So I want to support that those who are here present, because people incurred costs. But the minister is causing wasteful expenditure. She mustn't refer us to that when she's causing it.
Okay, that's these days you are very strong with political statements. Desiree. Honorable Zondo, you don't want me to conclude what you have just said, to summarize, or you forgot something?
I think, Chair, we have two proposals.
No, so allow me to summarize. So you want to summarize the two proposals?
No, it's because now you have given us an information that Tuesday.
No, hold on. I'll summarize.
Okay.
Don't worry. So we'll do it this way, colleagues. I think when I look at the majority of you agree that we must get to the end of this process. And the majority of you are saying it's only the minister who will help us get to the bottom of this. So even though her plea letter had indicated 22 or 23, the dates that are not available, I'm going to check with the chair of chairs. I know Thursday is caucus days. And that will be the first available day. So I'm going to check with the chair of chairs. If caucuses, political parties have got their caucuses, then we'll apply to sit at 2. But we must be prepared to leave at night. It might be earlier because we'll be done with the 2 panelists. I will not request them to come back. So majority of you are saying we must bring her back So the first, so it means from here, I must speak to her before I apply. Thursday or Friday. Hold on, I'm reading the majority of members said they want to conclude this day with the minister. That's what your numbers are saying. Majority of you. So this is the good thing about democracy. Democracy says you'll vote left. You see, Honorable Lonzi got 9%, and he must accept it. That the people voted, it said 1994 or 2024. 2024 is our 94. They got 9%. Put your hand down, I'll give you guys after. I'm summarizing the views here of the people who said what in the meeting. Majority are saying we must consider giving her a thing to come back to speak on this matter. That is one. And I'm saying the 22nd and the 23rd is not available. We will apply for Thursday, but Thursday is normally a caucus in the morning. I know we don't have a sitting in the afternoon. It's okay. Or Friday next week, so that we close the matter. Right? And then the overwhelming majority of you are saying we must summon the Director General to explain his role on a number of issues. We must summon Assisi Pesolani for not responding to us, and we must summon Ms. Rulani Ngwenya to explain this thing with the DG. We'll also invite Nelisiwe Simane, because at least some of you has accepted the apology. I mean, when we don't have proof of somebody faking something, we must not make it a reality that there's such a thing. So then we had 2 members who said, in the meantime, we must send the minister to ethics on evading parliament. If we're agreeing that we're bringing the minister to come before the committee, I don't think it will be wise to take her to ethics on evading. And I agree with members that minister, we must have a strong word with the minister that she can't tell us how to or when to have our meetings. We communicated this meeting with the minister last week, Thursday, on the 10th. And she only responded after we're reminding them on Tuesday that she may not be available. We did not agree with that apology. And she sent a message later, yesterday, just at the close of business yesterday. So I do agree with the members who are saying we can't have telling us how to run our meetings. So a majority of you, I mean, including, I can count you who said we must give it a second chance. Desiree was the first one. Kize, Zondo, Ngubane, Souls, Honorable Lonzi, and Honorable Governor who said we must bring her only if she's available. So 7 members here out of 10 of you indicated that we must bring the minister back. So when we summarize your views. These are your views on bringing her back. And then we are going to conclude that way on this specific matter that I've noted you put your hand down. I've noted you, I'll call you. And from there we will, obviously the 22nd and 23rd is not available. And then others who are going to process in that fashion. So Honorable Kabo, what was your point of order?
No, thank you very much, Chairperson. Chair, it is my strong view that you are misinterpreting our submissions in terms of your face value analysis as to what informs our view. The majority view here, and I would want to propose that you must subject it to voting. The majority view is that the minister must be subjected to ethics committee, not convene another meeting to come and sit here and expect the minister to respond to things that we know.
Okay.
So it is my view and propose that to divide the house so that we do not rely on filtered.
No problem. Close your mic. I've read you the number of people, call them by name, the number of people who have proposed that the minister must be called back. It's not unfiltered, it's not filtered. I'm going to read them again to you. Hold on, hold on. Put your hands down. Hold on. You see democracy, no? This is how democracy works. Hold on. Honorable Governor supported that the minister must be brought in. She said, the rider there, only if she's available. That's what she said. But the submission is that the minister must be brought back here. That is number one. Number two, Honorable Lonzi said here, and if I call your name and you did not say what I'm saying, you must then indicate so that, because don't try to tell me what the other person say and that person is not raising their hand. Honorable Lonzi said we bring her back, right? Number three, Honorable Souls said we bring, obviously we started with a very powerful quote, but she said we bring her back. You count, in the meantime, it's three. Honorable Ngubane, apart from saying yes, there's bullying and all of that, but we bring her back to close this matter. Honorable Zondo indicated that yes, we're being undermined by the office of the DG and people who are blue-ticking us, but the minister will bring it back, but we bring all of them back. His issue was we don't continue with the two, we bring all of them back. We don't have round one and round two, but he says we bring her back. Zondo, hold on. Yeah.
Thanks, Chair. I think that's why I raised my hand that time to say when we are saying Tuesday is not available, then let's take it, because we are dealing with a calculated undermining strategy here. Minister knows that next week he won't be available. She won't be available. Let's take her to ethics. That you heard me correct when I said, because I don't want this to present today.
Yeah.
Then let's wait for the minister for Tuesday.
Yeah.
But after you've you've gathered that Tuesday also is not available. Then I upped my mind to say this is a calculated strategy.
Hold on. So what I'm reading is what you said, right? What I'm reading here is what you said, which is the point I'm making. So you are now saying you want to spoil your ballot on what you have said here. That's what you are now saying. It's a different matter. Honorable Ngubane, what was your hand?
Chair, I think you've quoted me correctly. I want you to add, because there is something similar to Honorable Zondo, which I said specifically. If we continue today, we will be dealing with a half-baked cake, which will be useless to us, which means I then said it will be useless to carry on with interviewing those ones because all of them are not here. Please, if you can add that. But for all what you've said, you've quoted me correctly, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I'm continuing. And then Kiza was the fifth one who said we bring her. Number 6 was Desiree, who said we summon her on the 22nd on the conditions that they come with the DG. And this is after that you had said that she does have a DM dealing with GBV, and what she's saying is an excuse. That's what you would have said. So those are the people who had said we bring the minister back here. No, hold on. No. So there's a lot of lobbying here. Hold on. So you are saying I must not summarize the meeting? Then,
Chair, can I just help you on reporting? You said I was the first one. I was the first one who you read made a proposal to bring her back.
Yeah.
On the 22nd, because she offered those 2 dates.
Yeah.
Now, the 23rd is the appropriation bill. We have to be present.
Yeah.
The 22nd, you can have a committee whilst there is a plenary.
Yeah.
There's no 3-line whips or voting or whatever the case may be. And she offered that. So give her the benefit of the doubt. She wants the 22nd, we'll give it. If she then doesn't pitch, but we're not going to buy time for her after the 26th. 22nd, apology.
No.
So that was why I made that proposal.
No, you and I are aligned, Desiree.
Yay.
We're on the same page. I'm making, what are you saying, Kaka?
Thank you, Chairperson. Also, Nkludisa. The point that I want to make here is this. The agreement is that Ngabane cannot run away from us forever. She is the one who created.
Let's not make political statements.
I'm not making a political statement. You're allergic to anything that comes out of my mouth.
No, but Kaka, listen.
No.
Listen.
You can't, if you are going
listen.
Allow me to finish my sentence and then interject. Then you can decide what I'm saying.
A political statement.
I'm not.
You don't have time for that.
The minister cannot.
So you are responding to what I'm proposing.
Chairperson.
You're going, I'm the presiding officer. Close your mind.
When somebody else says it sounds perfectly fine.
Close your mind.
That's the point I'm making. No, Chairperson.
I'm warning you, Honorable Khakha.
No,
Close your mind.
You are doing this deliberately
Close
because
your
you
mind.
do not want to have a fair process on the process.
I'm warning you. Close
No.
your mind. Yeah. So anybody I've given here, they've been commenting on the summary I've been making. Don't come here and make a political statement. There's on the commenter, the commenter about the minister running away. Don't shout at me. No, don't shout at me. You see, I've warned you once. So you are I'm allowing you to comment only on the summary I've made. I've given you a time to speak. You did not speak on what I proposed that we speak on. You made political statements. And no one is going to make a political statement on this summary that I've made. I want you to, when you say, Chair, this is what you proposed, or this is what members spoke about, and this is your summary, this is what I suggest we do. That's what Desiree did. He said, she asked, no, you're making a political statement, and I'm not going to give you to speak. Because I don't have time for political statements. You are very serious. So this is how we're going to close on this matter. Desiree will try the 22nd, will apply. But if it does not happen, we'll check with the office. If we can't do, no Monday we can't do, it's political party day, it's a constituency. We can't, political, that one is a long process. Will not win because I must first apply to George. George won't approve from your party. Yeah, no. So we'll try Tuesday, as she had indicated. Before we leave here, I would have made sure that at least we have submitted our application. If not, we'll either try Thursday afternoon or Friday morning. But it will be by end of next week would have concluded the matter. These are the views of the members. So this one we have closed with members. We're going to continue on this thing. No.
Order, you said you're dealing with the summary, and this is what I was trying to caution you on.
No.
There's another element of the ethics that's missing behind.
Asked you to open your mind.
Wabana, what you're doing to me, you should
But
be
who
able
asked
to do
you
with
to-
everybody else. You're
who
not going to
asked you to open your
victimize
mind?
me because you don't like me.
Who asked you to open your mind?
Chairperson,
I'm
you're
only close
asking
your
us.
mind.
No,
No.
Chair.
Close your
When
mind.
other people open their mics,
Close
do
your
not
mind.
fight. When Karabo Larato Kakao does it,
Close your
all hell
mind.
breaks loose.
You see, I'm warning you now for the 5th time. I'm warning you for the 5th time. We are not going to do that here. This is the 5th time I've warned you. Honorable Lonzi. No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying you must. Honorable Law, on this, on the summary that I'm saying, what are you saying?
Chair, due to the recent conundrum and much more misunderstandings, I want to echo that we relook onto the proposal because I would have proposed ethics given the fact that we've exonerated all the avenues and there were about a mixture of members saying we should. So I'm proposing we revote on the matter to say that given the fact that we've rejected the approach of the minister, we can't be considering a date if we've rejected the approach of the minister. And then thirdly, we are saying because this matter now is a serious matter, and we've concluded on to it. There are elements of sabotage where there were members who have sent letters not to come. We take the matter to ethics with the evidence we have and we summon the three, and then we continue with the committee so we don't delay the progress of making sure the department is going forward. That was my proposal. Thanks, Chair.
Yes, and I said there's two people who spoke on the issue of ethics. But when you say we must take the matter to ethics, what part are we submitting to ethics? What are we saying? Yeah, explain that part.
Chair, when you take a matter to ethics, initially it will be a matter that you are misled. Ethics must investigate, and we've been bringing the matter too long as a committee. And as we are sitting here, there are letters of members of the panel, letters appointed by the minister, who are saying they were never part of the process who participated, as we've read the letters, and they are here also to give effect. And already, thirdly, Advocate Urlani has been told not to come to a parliamentary meeting as an act of sabotage. Now, I am saying, and I'm proposing that we refer the matter to ethics because it has all the apparatus and the tools to deal with such elements of behavior and conduct at a point where the committee has exhausted all avenues. Thanks, Chair.
Okay. So the committee members, they're saying we bring her on the 22nd as per her letter pleading with us. So when we write to ethics, we then say we have exhausted all avenues. How when members just resolved that we bring her in that particular meeting. So that's the issue that we must then do, because if we bring her in, we'll still interrogate her version versus the version of the people, and that might make you lose in court when you open a case when you have not established the facts. Honorable Khabo?
Chairperson, I still maintain my view that you are selectively understanding our submissions in terms of our views. That's why I would still maintain my view that you must divide the House, because the two views that are before us are somehow related. Firstly, the proposal is that both the minister and the DG must be submitted to, must be taken to the ethics committee. The second proposal says that she must come on Tuesday. And out of all the members who have spoken here, both of them have touched on these two issues. It is my view that you are selectively choosing which one do you want to entertain. Divide the house and say that those who are saying that she must come on Tuesday, because from where I'm sitting, there is a view that there's no need for us to call the minister on Tuesday because we have called her for the past three times and she did not come. It is for that reason that we must conclude that she must be taken to ethics committee, listen to the views of the panel members, take note of their submission as part of the package to the ethics committee. So divide the house on two issues. Whether the meeting must sit on Tuesday or the matter must be taken straight to ethics committee. So that we conclude this matter, Chairperson.
Thank you. Rachel?
Thank you, Chairperson. There is some sort of gray area between what Khabo and I want to, and Khabo is saying and what I want to say. This is the point I've been trying to make all along. So, us taking minister to the ethics, which can come in a form of a supplementary affidavit to the one I already submitted to ethics, does not have to be dependent on whether we meet her on Tuesday or not. No, she's been defiant. She comes as she pleases. She tells us information when she wants, and when she doesn't, she doesn't. Her not coming today again is a clear case example of her trying to run away from the accountability mechanisms of this House. So on the basis of that, this committee is empowered and well within their thinking to send her to ethics on that matter of principle that Lo is talking about, full stop. So we are still able to run the process of ethics concurrently with us meeting her on Tuesday in the same way that I, on behalf of the DA, have submitted an ethics complaint to her about her that is currently being investigated, but we're still able to engage with her in this committee. So they are not mutually exclusive processes that must be considered. I think the general mood here is that she must come back. We want that because she can't run away. She must be able to come before this committee and explain her lies. But at the same time, there's a second proposal on the table that says while she comes, she must also be tested at ethics. I think that's where we are.
Honorable Solsora, I saw your hand here.
It will be a lie if we say we have exhausted all possible mechanisms before we take it to ethics. That's a lie. The mechanisms available to the committee, the last resort is a subpoena. And we are now behaving like ethics is an appeal court from this committee process. Ethics is a parliamentary process. So it's not correct to say that we have exhausted all mechanisms. I maintain, let us focus on our responsibility as a committee. The minister said she's available on the 22nd. Let us see if we can bring the minister on that date. And also how we posture ourselves is also a problem. The reason why we are treated like we have no power, we behave like it. If you are available, that's not what the constitutional function here is for our role. It's not if you are available. When the committee calls you to account under reasonable circumstances, you must make yourself available. We must stop having this tame posture, but we must show respect to one another. But let's use the powers given to us, not for our sake, for the sake of South Africans. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. I had invited Legal Air for a reason. I'll consult with them for 5 minutes. But what we are not going to do, Honorable Khakha, is to this committee to submit a supplementary in your application of that's your political party thing. Go deal with it that way. We're not, this committee will not be submitting any supplementary document in the ethics committee. We're not going to do so. If the committee takes a decision that we must go that way, we will start our own as a committee because we're not a youth movement of your political party. It's not going to happen. That's the first thing I want to do. But Secondly, you must not, I think Honorable Souls is correct, but I'll consult legal on the proposal of taking the matter to, you see, the reason why I was asking, when you take a matter to ethics, you must be certain of what you are asking there. It's different now. We can continue with the matter, in my view, because we have, as the committee, we have never subjected the minister to any other committee. But once you do that, you must then be careful. And this is what legal, I'll sit down. If the committee takes a decision to say, we are taking the minister to ethics because we believe she has misled the committee. Tomorrow, she will have, in my view, a legitimate legal defense to say, why do they then want me to come appear before them on the same matter when they've referred it somewhere? You can't do it. For me, legally, it doesn't make sense. But I said, I'll consult with legal. But what you are asking us to do is to shoot ourselves in the. If we say we take it to ethics, it means we're no longer proceeding ourselves, because then you'll be subjecting the minister to currently we can, because it's not our submission to ethics. It's a DA submission. They can deal with it there. But if it's a committee, if the committee takes that decision here, the minister will have a legitimate reason to say to you, no, but you are trialing me twice on one matter. I don't know what they call it in legal terms, but there must be something. But I'm going to consult with legal, and then from there we'll come back and take a decision on the matter. So we'll take a 5-minute break. I know Honorable Butimanamela has had apologized because he has a program, a Mandela Day program, where he has offered to cut his hair there for 67 minutes. So where he's going to, but now we're late for him. So I'm just, before we consult with legal, I'm going to ask, because your resolution on the meeting of the 18th that said we must invite them so that they indicate what was their role. And that is primarily why they're here. So I think we've kept them long enough. We must ask them to clarify whether they played any role, and then it's even Deputy Minister Gondo is coughing. Maybe she also has a medical certificate she wants to present, but maybe let's allow them to indicate to us what was their role, and then we'll release them. And then Tate Nguban and Tate Terry, we apologize. We'll then start with you guys immediately after I've consulted with legal on this matter. So we'll start with you, Mema Gondwe. So the meeting of the 18th that indicated that said I must write to you and ask you to clarify what role as part of the ministry, because members would have raised an issue that when we speak about ministry, we're not talking about the minister. You are part of the ministry, and you must clarify the position that you played in that process. So please take us through, and then Deputy Minister Manamela will come. I'll give you after. Let them. No, after yeah. No. Let's go, Honorable Gondwe.
Thank you very much, Chair, and good morning once again to the honorable members. Chair, I did not play a role in the whole panel process. I think everyone else then, got wind of the outcome of the process through, the media once the list was released, but I did not play a role. And I think, I'm speculating here. I think that was informed by Section 11 of the Skills Development Act, which assigns the power to appoint chairpersons of the accounting authority of SETAs exclusively to the minister. Read together with section 35, which says that the minister may delegate this particular power in writing to the DG or any other officer of the department. So section 35, in my reading of it, does not allow the minister to even delegate this responsibility to myself or Minister Manemela. So I was not involved at all. And like everybody else, I found out about the appointments when they were made public in the media. Thank you very much, Chairperson.
Thank you, Chairperson. I think we're not required to play any particular role legally. I think it's the prerogative of the minister. And I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll be back here at 11:20. I just want to quickly speak to legal so that they help me on something, and then we'll come back with the panelists. Thank you.
We can proceed. Honorable Sols, what's your view? Honorable Sols? Let's proceed, Honorable Kakao. Honorable Kakao, let's proceed. Honorable members, it's Friday today. We don't have the entire day, please. Yeah. Honorable members, we've invited panelists to come here, not to come and wait for us, please. Yeah, Chairperson, arrive. Yeah. We can't this Friday. I must go to KZN. Hey, Baba, I'm KZN. Yes, yeah, KZN. Izani, madod. Yeah. Metsotso e tšhaile re tlamehile re tsamaye bagaetsho. We can't. Yeah.
Let's go, let's go. Arzam. Yeah, let's start, colleagues. Yeah, comrades. I've consulted with legal as promised, and legal gave me a number of National Assembly rules, powers and functions of committees, referred me to a number of them, including Section 227. Start with Section 56 of the Constitution. Then the National Assembly rules 227, I think, and others. So, but in essence, what the advice from legal is that when you refer matter to ethics, apart from what I said earlier on, you are also relegating your responsibilities as a committee to another committee of parliament. And the advice is that we grant or the committee continues with its matter on the minister, and which was a popular view anyway in the committee. So we will continue. I've already signed a letter applying for Tuesday morning from 9 a.m. till 1. It will be the minister. Others were going to summon them. The minister were not summoning because he had not defied coming. But Asisipe Solani has defied. He decided not to answer us. The other one, the chief of staff, has not defied. She was sick, will not summon. Ms. Ngwenya and the DG will summon them because both of them must come and explain this thing of our meeting being cancelled, not being cancelled, and flights to, to Gauteng and all of that. So the meeting will convene on Tuesday. I've already applied now. Hopefully, after you've done your constituency work on Monday, you'll fly in on Monday. We'll meet on Tuesday from 9 till 2 p.m. I will personally also speak to the minister, informing her that we've granted, I'll write to her, informing her that we have granted her wish. And I'll also personally speak to her, indicating that the meeting will sit on Tuesday at 9. So now we're moving on. The next part is going to be very short. We're going to, so after the resolution of the last meeting of the 18th, where you said we must ask the panelists to write back, I then consulted with legal who said, in order for their letters to be admissible, something to that effect, they must read them into the records. So we then called them. They are going to read their letters into the records. And then I'm going to allow you to ask them, if you don't have a question on them about the role they've played, then don't ask a question. Because if you ask them any other question outside of the role they've played on this thing, I'm going to protect them. I'm going to tell them they must not answer. You can't ask Advocate Terry Motau, for an example, why is he wearing a bow tie? I'm going to stop you. I want you to ask them specifically on why they're here. So because it's my duty and responsibility to make sure that we protect both our invitees and yourselves. So, but we are going to start with them taking oath first. They'll take oath. It will take 5 minutes or so. And then we'll ask Mr. Mabuza Ngubane to read his statement into the record. Then we are going to ask Advocate Terry. Then I'm going to note you to ask related questions. No political statements, related questions. These are not politicians. They've taken time, and I want to appreciate. I know, Advocate Terry, you did write and said, I've not confirmed yet because I'm trying to clear the day for Friday, and you did. We really appreciate. We don't take it for granted that you're able to come. So are we ready with the oath for our people? Yeah, so let's take oath and then we'll take it from there.
Good morning, Mr. Mabuza Ngubane. I think we'll start with you. I've been asked by the committee through the chairperson to administer this oath. You have been invited, subject to the provisions of Section 16 of the Powers, Privileges and Immunities of Parliament and Provincial Legislatures Act 2004, to appear before the Portfolio Committee on Higher Education, Science and Innovation, pursuant to its oversight responsibilities. Please be informed that by law you are required to answer fully and satisfactorily all the questions lawfully put to you, or to produce any document that you are required to produce in connection with the subject matter of the committee's oversight inquiry, notwithstanding the fact that the answer or the document could incriminate you or expose you to criminal or civil proceedings or damages. You are, however, protected in that evidence given under oath or affirmation before a house or committee may not be used against you in any court or place outside Parliament, except in criminal proceedings concerning a charge of perjury or a charge relating to the evidence or documents required in these proceedings. Please be aware that in terms of Section 17, subsection 2 of the Powers, Privileges and Immunities of Parliament and Provincial Legislatures Act, a person who willfully furnishes a house or committee with information or makes a statement before it which is false or misleading commits an offense and is liable to a fine or to imprisonment for a period not exceeding 2 years. You are required to take an oath or affirm that the evidence you are about to give is truthful. You may choose to take the oath or the affirmation. Which one do you prefer, oath or affirmation?
I don't know the difference.
Okay, then it means you are not objecting to take an oath. If you can say after me, I swear that the evidence I shall give
I swear that the evidence I shall give
shall be the truth, shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
the whole truth,
the whole truth,
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
Can you raise your right hand and say, so help me God?
So help me God.
Thank you very much. Okay. We shall be moving to Advocate Terry Mutao, SC. Advocate Terry Mutao, SC, you have been invited subject to the provisions of Section 16 of the Powers, Privileges and Immunities of Parliament and Provincial Legislatures Act 2004 to appear before the Portfolio Committee on Higher Education pursuant to its oversight responsibilities. Please be informed that by law you are required to answer fully and satisfactorily all the questions lawfully put to you or to produce any document that you are required to produce in connection with the subject matter of the committee's oversight inquiry, notwithstanding the fact that the answer or the document could incriminate you or expose you to criminal or civil proceedings or damages. You are, however, protected in the evidence given under oath or affirmation before a house or committee. You are, however, protected in that, evidence given under oath or affirmation before a house or committee may not be used against you in any court or place outside Parliament, except in criminal proceedings concerning a charge of perjury or a charge relating to the evidence or documents required in these proceedings. Please be advised that in terms of Section 17, subsection 2 of the Powers, Privileges and Immunities of Parliament and Provincial Legislatures Act, a person who willfully furnishes a house or committee with information or makes a statement before it which is false or misleading commits an offense and is liable to a fine or to imprisonment for a period not exceeding 2 years. You are required to take an oath or affirm that the evidence you are about to give is truthful. You may choose to take the oath or affirmation. Which one do you choose, Advocate?
I'll take the oath.
Okay. Shall you then repeat after me? I swear that the evidence I shall give
I swear that the evidence I shall give
shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
the whole truth,
the whole truth,
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
And can you raise your right hand and say, so help me God?
So help me God.
Thank you very much, Advocate Mutao.
Thank you very much, Legal. I'll start with you, Mr. Mabuza Ngubane. If you can just read the statement that you had written to us as per the instruction or the resolution of the meeting of the 18th of June, asking you to write to us on or before the 25th of June 2025, which you did write to us. Can you just read that statement into the record? Thanks.
Thank you very much, Chairperson and honorable members. not gonna read the addresses, but my letter was written without any prejudice. It reads as follows. Dear Chairperson, Honorable Letse, your letter dated 19 June 2025 regarding the above matter refers. I acknowledge and appreciate your correspondence regarding the above request, and I have attached here under the documents for your attention as requested. On the first question that required me to indicate the communication that was exchanged between the ministry and myself as the panel member, I've responded that on 10 March 2025, I received a letter dated March 2025 appointing me as the chairperson of the nomination committee for the selection of the members to serve as chairpersons of the accounting authorities of SETAs. A copy of the letter is attached as Annexure A for ease of reference. I did not write any acceptance letter as I viewed this as part of my role as Chief Director, SETA coordination in the department. And to my knowledge, there is no way the process of appointing SETA chairpersons could have been executed without my involvement or the involvement of my office. The Chief Directorate SETA coordination is and has always been responsible for coordinating and rendering administrative support and providing technical advice to the process related to the appointment of SETA boards, including the SETA chairpersons. For this reason, the above mentioned roles constitute part of my performance agreement and the work plan. The letter of appointment to serve in the said committee did not carry any peculiar meaning beyond just appointing me as an administration person or the functionary, which is part of my role as Chief Director, SETA coordination. Number two, I was required to indicate if I was provided with the terms of reference. No terms of reference were given with the appointment letter. It is for this reason that I believe there was no additional role expected of me than my ordinary responsibilities which are attached to my position. Number three, on whether there was any remuneration for the services rendered as the panel member. There was no additional remuneration that was given or promised or expected, since the said appointment would not require any extraordinary responsibilities beyond my normal duties attached to my post, which is rendering administrative support and technical advice of the process as outlined by the legislation. Number four, the number of meetings attended by me as the panel member. I did not attend any meeting. It's simply because I did not receive any invitation for the meetings. Paragraph 5 of the appointment letter that I received states that the date of the nomination committee meeting will be communicated to you in due course. So I could not attend any meeting because I was not invited to the meeting. Lastly, I reiterate that neither was I involved in setting up any meetings, nor screening the nominations of candidates for the SETA chairpersons. Thank you so much, Chairperson and honorable members.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ngubane. I did share all the letters with members. And I knew on the day I shared them with them, I saw them on media. I know it was not you this time, but they were on the media. somebody shared them with the media. Tatem Guban, if you can just forward to Tatem Keys the letters, because you have them now. Thank you very much. Because Gary, that's where I come from in the school. We were very naughty. When you are new, they will call you Linuere, so they say, you will say Umanyuan. So I was, I was thinking maybe you don't have because you are new in the committee. Advocate Terry, please read us your letter to the record.
Thank you, Chair, members of the committee. Chair, I'm going to be reading from the letter of response, which is dated the 25th of June, 2025. I must firstly apologize for some of the cut and paste in which one will see when you compare the first 5 paragraphs, sorry, the first to the 6th paragraph of the letter in response to you, Chair, and paragraph 5 of Annexure C, which I'll deal with later. So the letter is supposed to be addressed to yourself, Chair, not the Minister. On 18 March 2025, I received a copy of the Minister's letter dated 15 March 2025, appointing me as a chairperson and setting out what assistance the Minister required, including the criteria to be followed, and the copy of the Minister's letter of 18 March is attached as Annexure 1 to the letter. And I point to paragraph 5 of the Minister's letter, which is Annexure A, in which the Minister stated that the date of the nomination committee will be communicated, and this I'm quoting to you, in due course. And following receipt of that letter from the Minister, I was then contacted by 2 people from the Minister's office. The one is Ms. Rulane Ngwenya, who introduced herself as the DDG from the Minister's office. And the second was Mr. Asisi Posolane, who informed me that he is the Minister's advisor. And the purpose of the 2 calls was to set up a preliminary meeting to deal with introductions and issues of logistics. Then subsequent to that, a meeting was arranged with Mr. Solani, at which he was in attendance together with Mr. Luvo Makasi. And during that meeting, Mr. Solani indicated that the term of office of the current incumbents, that is the SETA chairpersons, was going to expire on the end, by the end of March of this year. And for that reason, the process needed to be completed by, or at least before then. And my response to that was, it seemed impossible to achieve that task within that stipulated deadline, given what needed to be done. For example, the finalization of the composition of the independent committee or panel, determining how many applicants had been received, processes of shortlisting, etc. And if I can just pause here and just say, in response to that, what I was told was that the Minister is likely to not accept the point that I'm raising next, which was following the point of indicating the impossibility of attaining or finalizing the task by the end of that month, given that we are already on 15 March at the time. I then suggested that perhaps it would be better if I consult with the minister with a view to ask her to consider extending the process by a period of a month. The response to that was that the minister was not available. She was in Japan at the time, but that my request would be conveyed to her and that Mr. Solani would revert to me regarding the minister's response. A follow-up preliminary meeting was arranged for Sunday, the 23rd of March at my chambers, which was meant to be attended by Ms. Ngwenya and Mr. Solani for purposes of an update on the process. And on the day in question, none of them pitched. I tried to get hold of them, but could only reach Mr. Solani, who informed me that he had an emergency that he needed to attend to in Cape Town. And Ms. Ngwenya reverted to me the next day by way of a WhatsApp message and tried to set up a call later that day, but it was at a time when I was not available. I did not hear anything further insofar as this process is concerned until I saw from the media reports that the process had been finalized and that the nominations and appointments had been made. And following the media reports and the minister's appearance before the portfolio committee, I received a letter from the minister dated 12 June 2025, raising certain questions and requiring a response by 16 June 2025. A copy of the minister's letter is attached as Annexure B. And from the minister's letter, I highlight and or quote the following portions. In paragraph 1 of the minister's letter, she states that in part, she says, I have received a written request from the Portfolio Committee on Higher Education per information regarding, and these are the important words, your participation in the selection and evaluation panel that assisted me in reviewing and assessing the nominations received for the appointment of accounting authorities per sector, education and training authorities. Then I quote paragraph 3 of the letter in which the minister states, as a result, I hereby write to advise you of my intention to disclose your identity and the details of your participation, which I have underlined for purposes of emphasis to the Portfolio Committee. And in reading this letter, and in particularly these highlighted portions, I could immediately ascertain that the minister was either not properly informed or was mistaken rather. And my reaction was to then respond to the minister per her invitation, because as I've indicated earlier, she had asked for a response by 16 June 2025. And on that day, I responded per Annexure C to the letter. And of importance from my letter is what I state in paragraph 11, which is that in my letter, I informed the minister that from her questions, she seems to be unaware that I did not assist her or her office in reviewing and assessing the nominations received for the appointment of accounting authorities per sector, education and training authorities. I did not participate in this process. I neither received nor saw any information relating to the process, if any was followed. I also did not convene with any panel or panel members, if any were appointed, and I received no formal engagement from an attorney. Can I just ask the committee to note the fact that the requirement to be formally engaged by an attorney is an issue that I raised with the minister in my letter of response on the 16th of June, 2025. Then I continue in paragraph 12 to quote what I said to the minister in paragraph 6 to 8 of my letter, which is to say, based on the above, you should be aware that you never met with me regarding this process and that I never received any documentation relating to it. You also would know that you received no communication, report, shortlist, assessment, or recommendation from me. You further would know that the upshot of all of this is that you intended to appoint me to chair the committee, which intention never materialized. In the circumstances, I have no objection to you disclosing my written response to the portfolio committee. I'm available to discuss this matter with you telephonically and or to meet with you if you require further clarification, as it seems to me that you were not furnished with accurate and complete information. And following that letter, on the morning of the 17th of June, I received a telephone call from the minister. And this telephone call, you'll see from the chronology of events and also from the acknowledgement of the minister in subsequent correspondence that was exchanged. This telephone call took place before the minister provided her response to the committee later that morning. And on that call, the minister raised with me the following. She said, firstly, she thought I had been appointed, and to which I responded and indicated to her that as a practicing advocate, my appointment and engagement needs to be formalized through being instructed by an attorney. I also informed her that this was one of the issues that was outstanding that needed to be dealt with at the second preliminary meeting that did not happen. So this point speaks to the point that I had raised with the minister in my letter of 16 June, which is paragraph 11.5 of the letter that I'm reading. So it arises for the second time, i.e. the minister's unawareness that I needed to be appointed by an attorney, and the process is communicated to the minister and that it didn't happen, and it's something that needed to be dealt with at that follow-up preliminary meeting at which the officials did not pitch. Secondly, the minister said that people from her office tried to get hold of me without success and that I was apparently out of the country. I informed the minister that what she was told was incorrect and that no one from her office called me. I suggested to the minister to arrange a virtual meeting with those that are assisting her to deal with at least two of the issues that she had raised. Firstly, that my appointment was not finalized and that her team was aware of that fact. And secondly, to illustrate the incorrectness of what she had been told, that someone tried to call me without success. And thirdly, the minister asked if I object to my name being disclosed to the portfolio committee, to which I said I do not object. And I reminded her of my request to disclose my letter to the portfolio committee. Having told the minister that in light of my appointment not having been finalized, it makes sense to me as to why, A, the process proceeded without my involvement, and B, I received no invitation to participate in the process. But to my total shock and surprise, contrary to my letter and what I had told her in our telephonic discussion, the minister went on to respond to the portfolio committee in a manner that was inconsistent with the true facts. What I found inexplicable was the minister's decision to not convene the suggested virtual meeting to verify the contrary facts that I had raised in the letter and in the telephonic discussion, but to rather proceed and inform the parliamentary committee that I was appointed as the chair of the panel and that I did not attend any meetings. For these reasons, the minister's disclosure to the portfolio committee, insofar as my alleged involvement is concerned, was inaccurate. In addition, due to the fact that I was not appointed, I was not and could not be remunerated. For the same reason, I cannot assist insofar as the number of meetings held, if any, and the recommendation and or appointment process that was followed. Then I say, for purposes of completeness, I attach 3 further letters that were exchanged between the period 23 and 24 June 2025, marked D, E, and F respectively, which were exchanged between the minister and I, that clarify the true state of affairs and the fact that I was not involved in the process, i.e., I did not chair the panel and could not have been expected to attend meetings that I had no knowledge of and to which I was not invited. And perhaps just to highlight the important aspect that emanate from these 3 letters, if you go to Annexure D, it is the minister's letter dated the 23rd of June 2025. And in it, the minister says, in the spirit of transparency and professional courtesy, I write to clarify a misunderstanding concerning your involvement in the recalibrated SETA board chair's selection and recommendations for the appointment process. There was no malicious intention to tarnish your professionalism and social standing. I rely daily on information about activities in the ministry from a raft of advisors. Regarding your involvement in the process, I was not provided with all the information and I was not made aware that concluding your involvement will require formal engagement from an attorney. I humbly apologize for all the inconvenience this may have caused. And I became aware of this letter when I woke up on the 24th to media reports that were indicating that the minister had reached out to me, had tendered an apology, and that the matter had been resolved. So that's when I went to my computer on that morning and found that the minister had sent this letter on the evening of the 23rd. And that's what prompted me to write on the 24th. And this is Annexure E. And in it, you will see I refer to this letter that I've just read from the minister of an apology. And I say in paragraph 2, in your letter, you indicate, among other things, that you were not made aware that concluding my involvement will require formal engagement of an attorney. And I say this is not what has tarnished my name and for which an apology will be necessary. If you are to provide any apology, it should be for the following set of circumstances. In my letter of 16 June 2025, where I was responding to your queries, I specifically informed you that my appointment was not finalized because I received no formal engagement from an attorney. You called on the morning of 17 June 2025 and you informed me that you were not aware that concluding my involvement required a formal engagement from an attorney. I responded indicating that your representatives I had spoken to and who I had met with, who had met with me during the preliminary meeting were aware of the requirement of an attorney's involvement, I also informed you that it was one of the outstanding issues that needed to be addressed at the subsequent preliminary meeting at which your representatives did not pitch. And you also raised the issue that your representatives had informed me that, or had informed you that they tried to get hold of me without success. I refuted the correctness of the assertion, and I suggested that you should arrange a virtual meeting with me and your representatives so that both issues, i.e. my appointment and non-availability, be addressed. These above events precede your statement that you issued subsequently on 17 June 2025, listing members of the panel to the portfolio committee and informing them that I chaired the panel but did not attend any meetings. Your statement to the portfolio committee was incongruent with the objective facts that I had brought to your attention prior to the issuance of the statement, and was also inaccurate in that I could not have chaired a committee in respect of which I was not appointed or attend meetings to which I was not invited or even notified. Your apology is, in the circumstances, confusing insofar as it does not objectively engage with the above issue, which is the reason why I'm aggrieved, as it is the cause of tarnishing my image and standing in both society, my image and standing in society. To conclude, our WhatsApps of Thursday, 19 June, make it clear what I say is a deviation and incongruence between your statement and preceding events. I'd like to conclude this matter and put it behind me, and to do so on the correct facts. Then the minister responded per Annexure F, thanking me for the letter, indicating that she had read it with the seriousness and respect it warrants, and she acknowledges my right to express dissatisfaction with the way in which the events surrounding the SETA board chairperson appointment process have unfolded, especially as they pertain to my name and professional standing. Then the minister continues to say, I wish to express my unreserved and sincere apology to you, Advocate Motau, for the public reference made about you in the statement to the Portfolio Committee on 17 June 2025, in which it was erroneously stated that you chaired the advisory panel, a wish I had. You are absolutely correct that you were never formally appointed, or your appointment was and had not been finalized by the time I mentioned your name, and that the conditions necessary to conclude your involvement, including formal engagement via an attorney, were never completed. That fact, as you rightly point out, was brought to my attention in your letter of 16 June 2025 and during our telephonic discussion of 17 June 2025. So these are both events that precedes the minister's statement of the 17th. I also acknowledge that my representatives were aware of the outstanding procedural requirement, and I regret that this important context was not correctly reflected in the statement to Parliament. I take full responsibility for that misstep. I did not intend to mislead the Portfolio Committee nor to associate your name improperly with the process in which you were never formally engaged. I now recognize that the language used failed to reflect the objective facts and contributed to public misunderstanding about your actual role. I therefore wish to apologize clearly and unequivocally for any harm caused to your professional reputation, credibility, public standing as a result of my statement. Can I just leave this about my professional standing and public record? As you have rightly indicated, it is in both our interest to put this matter behind us with the record set straight. I have also formally written to Parliament to correct the record. I'm still prepared to do more to clarify the matter to the Portfolio Committee and continuously correct the public record. I appreciate your forthrightness, professionalism, and your willingness to resolve this matter and in the spirit of closure and factual integrity. Please accept this letter as my good faith and genuine effort to do just that. I wish to assure you that no malice or ill intent motivated the error. My intention was to seek wider expertise and input on a process that I believed required even greater transparency. Unfortunately, the procedural execution did not match the intention. Chair, I think this is where the process stopped. Otherwise, it was going to be a back and forth to seek further clarification. I think the objective, by and large, had been achieved. Issues of question marks that remain, I decided are not for purposes of the committee. That's why I left it at that with the minister. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Advocate Ndau. Members, you've heard the two members whom had received confirmation that the members of the panel, what they've said. I did indicate that I want to allow you to ask them questions that are directly related to what we're talking about. So I've allocated you guys 7 minutes each, which means it's 3.5 minutes to each of them. I put the watch there, you can see it. So when you see the watch, it's a good one. We agree a lot with Honorable Lonzi today. So what we are going to do, questions that are speaking to what, one, they've written to the record, one, and two, questions that are related to the process. And then you'll make your own notes. Then you will, the minister has also written to us. So she will also read her version into the record. Then you'll then ask them her questions next week. I have applied already. I've sent the application to the chair of chairs for the 22nd, which is next week, Tuesday, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. because at 2 we've got a 3-line whip. So I've asked for, so I know Cape Town traffic is a problem, but let's try and come early so that we start on time. We don't complain about not having enough time the next week, Tuesday. So that's what we're going to do now. I'll start on our
Sorry, Chair. I forgot or omitted to mention that I have a court appearance on the 22nd. I'm assuming further assistance will still be required by the panel or by the committee rather. I have a court appearance on the 22nd, Chair, an agent application that's set down. So may I just be allowed to communicate with the committee through yourself to advise you on the developments of that matter? And perhaps if that matter is proceeding, we could find a way, to the extent that I'm required to participate virtually or give written responses or appear on a different date. Thank you.
No, thanks, Advocate. You and Mr. Ngubane will not be needed on that day. That is why we're asking you to read your statement into the record now. We did not want you to go home and then come back. I know it's costly. We did not want you to fly to Cape Town. It's rainy season here, so imagine bringing you here in the cold, rainy season of Cape Town and bring you back next week. So you will not be required next week. It will just be those who are not here. So the same line, the same thing that I put. So you'll start Khabo, followed by Khao, followed by Pandaru. You are fine, but in that order, and then Those of you who will not be saying anything like Honorable Desiree, you'll just say, I'm fine. Honorable, I put the time here to face you so that, because I know you've got your own timers, but when they are saying zero, you act like you have not seen them. So there's this big one now in front of you. When it says tweet, tweet, this one doesn't make noise. So I'm going to just enter when it says zero. I can see it this side. Honorable Khabo.
No, thank you very much, Chair, and appreciate the fact that you are in a good mood. I appreciate it. It's rare. Let me appreciate the response received from Tadenguban and Advocate Terry. It's highly appreciated. And I must also again reaffirm that indeed it's a demonstration for the respect for the rule of law. Because when we are requesting you to appear before the committee, it is for that. Maybe problem must start with you, Advocate. My apology in the process if I will sound a bit stupid. You are interacting with an NQF level 4 year. So my apology in advance. Advocate, in your interaction or your presentation, as in when you were dealing with the oath, you made an indication that you received a call from Ms. Ngwenya and Mr. Solani. Can you indicate when did you meet with Mr. Solani? Paragraph 3, probably of your, it says, following receipt of the above letter, I was contacted by Ms. Rulani Ngwenya, who informed me that she's a deputy director of the office of the, and Mr. Asipo, who informed me that the minister, is an advisor to the minister. Paragraph 4 says, then I then met with Mr. Solani. I want to check with you, when did you meet Mr. Solani?
I'll need to check that date. But it would have been obviously after receipt of the minister's letter of I think the minister's letter is dated the 15th of March, but before the follow-up meeting that had been arranged for the 23rd. Because there's the minister's letter of 15, there is that meeting with that is referred to in paragraph 4, and then there's a follow-up meeting on Sunday, the 23rd.
All right, Advocate, let me also take advantage of the fact that you are an advocate. Like you always remind people that anything they say or do, it will be used against them. Can you kindly provide us in that written format, in fact, in written form, as to when? On paragraph 4, again, you made mention, I then met with Mr. Solani and Mr. Lovo Makas. That paragraph, you said that Mr. Solani has indicated that he is an advisor to the minister. Now, this Mr. Lovo Makas, who is Mr. Lovo? Do you have any understanding, or did he indicate what is his role in the department or what is his position?
Thank you. Mr. Makasi had indicated that he was assisting the minister. And that was the explanation for his participation and attendance at the meeting.
All right. Did he probably indicate assistance in which way? Personal?
No, the extent of the assistance or the role within the department was not clarified. I must indicate perhaps that I know Mr. Makasi. It was not the first time that I saw him. Mr. Makasi had briefed me as an attorney when he was practicing many, many years ago. He had also briefed me. He was a client when I was doing matters for the Central Energy Fund. So I had done matters for the Central Energy Fund at the time when he was there and even after he had left. So I know him, and he's an admitted attorney. That's part of the reason why the issue of the formal engagement through an attorney had even arisen in that meeting.
So in your analysis and understanding, was Mr. Makasi there as a representative of the department who's assisting the minister, or Mr. Makasi was there as a person who facilitated this discussion in relation to the advice that you had given?
I would assume that he would have been there in that capacity of assisting the ministry, because otherwise he would not have known about the meeting being convened, the time and the date and the venue.
All right, what was the role of Mr. Makasi in that meeting? Now that this Mr. Solani, it's a matter that we'll have to attend separately, now that he blue-ticked us. According to you, what was his role there? Was he collecting sound? Was he preparing tea? Was he delivering documents? What was his role there?
Okay, thanks. I had indicated earlier that he had come there as part of the ministry's team that was there to meet me. I don't know, perhaps what could also clarify, and that's why I thought if the committee requires further assistance and participation, one would be prepared to attend here.
Fine, advocate. I'm left. It's fine. My apology, advocate. I'm left with 1 minute. I just want to.
Sure.
Can you confirm or take this committee into confidence that indeed the minister has acknowledged the fact that firstly, you are not appointed correctly, and she later acknowledged that indeed you were never appointed and never participated as the chairperson of the panel, as it has been made to be the public knowledge?
Thank you. Yes, I think Annexure F, when I dealt with it, that's where the minister says.
By an advocate,
yes.
Have you met the minister in person?
No, I haven't.
Chairperson, I rest my case.
Thank you very much. It's the first time we finish with 15 seconds left. Honorable Zondo, I will give you after Honorable Kaka because of your problem. Honorable Zondo comes from a very small town. There's no transport getting there, so he needs to. I'm joking. Honorable Kaka.
Kelebo Mudula Stulo, I would have hoped for more time, but thank you for the 7 minutes. Ndate Nguban, quickly, we know Ndate Motau's appointment letter is dated the 15th and was received on the 18th, and that since then, not only has Mengwenya, but also Ndate Solani and Ndate Makasi have sought to interact with him about his chairpersonship. You received a letter on the 10th of March, dated the 7th of March, appointing you for the same role that Ndate Motau was appointed to. Have you also been sought by Mengwenya, Ndate Makasi, and Ndate Solani?
No, I don't know Ndate Makasi.
So you don't know him, but also neither did Solani and Ngwenya seek to engage you as the chair, as per your appointment letter. Just for clarity, say that, please.
I've never been engaged as a chairperson of the committee. Paragraph 5 says I will be invited. I was not invited.
I hear you. I don't want you to prejudge my questions to you. The letter of appointment that you received on the 8th of March appoints you as the chairperson, of the board, of the selection and in nomination committee. That's the same letter that Advocate Teremutau received, appointing him as chair. So what I'm trying to help ascertain here, which chair the minister will help to give clarity next week. Ndate Mutau got his letter on the on the 18th, and it was dated the 15th. You received the same letter before him, dated the 7th, but you received it on the 10th. So I'm just trying to get the clarity here. If he was engaged after you by Solani, by Rulani Ngwenya, and by Magasi, did you get the same engagement from those three people? Yes or no?
No, I did not get any engagement.
All right, thank you. You as the Chief Director for SETA coordination, across the years, your job is to process the gazette, receive the applications, process them, and deliver them to the minister accordingly. Ne? What I want you to explain quickly, without chowing my time, how is this process this year different from the other processes of SETA appointments that you've been involved in? Quickly, what did you do before that you didn't do this time?
You, Chairperson, maybe let me articulate my role in the process. Previous years, I'll get to the point clarifying what is different this year. The process goes like this. I have to draft the advertisement for the process, the gazette. Get the ministerial approval of the gazette. I do the procurement of the gazette, engaging with the government printers with regard to the publication. After that process, because I'm the person who is the custodian of this process, all nominations come to me, but there is a dedicated email, not my email address, a dedicated email, which I'm responsible for, in which nominations comes from. So after that, I have to ensure that after the closing date, all the nominations are captured so that I will submit that to the minister. And I must explicitly state that the legislation, I think specifically section 11, subsection 1A, subject to paragraph B, states that the minister is responsible to appoint the accounting authority of a SETA, the chairperson of the accounting authority of a SETA after consultation with the National Skills Authority. So with that, after processing all the nominations and getting all of them captured, my duty is to ensure that those are submitted to the minister.
Quickly, because of time again, sir. So my question is specific. I understand that's what you did. So is that the same thing that happened this time around with this process, or is it different? Did you follow a different process this year than the one that was previously followed?
The only difference this time around was the establishment of the panel, and the establishment of the panel was recommended by myself, taking into consideration the audit findings of the previous process of appointing the boards in 2020 to 2025. My duty is to provide technical advice and guidance.
Oh, I can handle because you are chowing my minutes. So the difference is that there's a panel.
Yes.
What does that mean? Does it mean you now submitted? Did Akira, you explained that before you would gather, which in this case you guys said there were 573 applications, and then you would take them to the minister. This time around, you're saying there's a panel. So who did you hand over the nominations to this time around?
Following the minister's request on 16 January 2025 at 10:20, I submitted a nomination report of the SETA chairpersons via the email to the minister. And again, I'll tell you just now. Again on 18 January 2025 at 12:05, following the minister's request, I submitted a master list of all the nominations to the minister via the email. This time around, I had highlighted all the candidates with NQF level 8 per the advert or per the gazette. That was also on the minister's request. Again, on 10 March 2025, at 1400 hours, 26 minutes, I submitted a spreadsheet or a master list of the nominations to the minister via the email.
Thank you. Honorable Zondo.
No, thanks, Chair. I'll start by Chair saying that the response from colleagues here, it will be much better if every role player in this process was present, because everything will be clear. It's good that Mr. Ngubane got the records written down, of which those records will help us to point out where did it go wrong. So I'm asking, requesting from you, Chair, to say that understanding the character of the people that will be meeting next time, I think both these gentlemen, we need them in that meeting. It may seem unfair to them, but for this process to end that day, I think we need them with the information that they have. Because now, you know, this information that Mr. Ngubane is providing opens another page of the process and everything. I'm tempted to say that, in fact, on our letters to you, we requested the chairperson that be provided with all the document of the proceedings. I think this is what Mr. Ngubane got, the proceedings. We'll see where he left off and where the ball dropped, you know, because now it's clear that the process started as usually, but somewhere, somehow, and we'll come to understand why even he, Mr. Ngubane, proposed that, suggested that, or advised that there be a panel, and what is the effect of a panel. And in his proposal to the minister, or advice, he advised that people who comprise of that panel, what kind of characters or professionalism that is required in that panel, because that's where we are getting a problem. But because now when we've opened this information, according to you, did the panel do its work?
I don't know.
I understand the answer where it's coming from. You are part of the department, but if I may ask from you, advocate, after the discussion that you had with Ms. Ngwenya and Solane, do you think the panel had meetings to discuss this name?
The nature of the question is difficult. And the reason why that is difficult, and I'm trying not to say yes or no. The reason why it's difficult is if you are approached with a view to be appointed as part of the process, and you are told that you'll be informed of the dates when the committee is going to sit, and that does not happen. You don't know if the committee was appointed, like the full panel was appointed. You don't know whether the panel met and the panel did any job, and if so, what did the panel do? So that's the nature of the difficult, and I think that's what I understand to be the answer there. So then I expanded a bit because I thought perhaps just to do justice to that.
Advocate, from the day the meeting that you were supposed to sit and appoint you, and the day of the outcome of the meeting of the panel, how many days?
Maybe let
Thanks.
me,
Yeah, Chair, I think so.
maybe let me intervene. Both gentlemen, they've said they did not attend any meetings. So they will not know from the day of appointment to the day of the meeting unless you're asking about another meeting. But on the...
No, maybe get me correct, Chair. I'm asking that there was a meeting that was supposed to sit, which will involve advocate. That didn't sit, where he said they didn't pitch. And the day of the outcome of the panel, when they said now it's appointed, I'm trying to count days against the work that should be done by the panel. And that will tell us that if you've done your work, you in this time, can you do it or not? That's what I'm trying to get. That's why I'm asking the days in between.
Yeah,
maybe it's clear now.
Yeah, so the meeting, the follow-up meeting was supposed to be on the 23rd of March, according to the letter. And the appointment of SETA chairpersons was not officially done because it was leaked on the 6th and 7th of, no, on the 6th of May, and then on the 14th of May, we had a meeting where